Key number one to understanding German business culture is seriousness. The author says in the book, one thing other cultures notice about people from Germany is that Germans come across as very serious. Germans in the face might seem serious, but it's not necessarily the reality inside their feelings. Deep down, they are not unhappy, and that's why they seem serious. They just culturally and naturally prefer to seem serious, because one of the reasons they are not unhappy is that Germany, over the last decades especially, has a very strong, rich economy. And for most of the people in Germany, food, transportation and other things, services are available. So there is no reason for them to be unhappy or there is no reason for them to be regarded as unhappy by other cultural standards. It's also common for people from Germany to think a lot, says the author. So, as we know, many philosophers emerged in Germany over the centuries. Why? Because German is a very rich language and has a great, comprehensive, profound literature, which basically subconsciously makes German people think a lot. So the analyses that are going around inside their minds might give such impression outside as a grumpy face, but it's not necessarily mean that they are unhappy or sad or things like that. They are just deep in thought. Germans do take life and work seriously, says the author. People from Germany don't usually smile until they are experiencing something they really like. And it might be a ball game, it might be some kind of game that they are competitive in, or they might be hanging out with a good friend. Then they reflect and radiate smiles. Smiling is reserved for specific events, says the author in the book. Otherwise, especially in business, Germans radiate a neutral face, which doesn't necessarily frowning or smiling. Okay? The other thing you need to know about German culture is that eye contact is very essentially important in German culture. When they're listening to you, when they're looking at you, they look into your eyes attentively. One of the things that German parents teach their children is that looking into the eye, the significance of looking into the eye of their opponents. Why? Because they teach their teacher looking into the eye signifies self-confidence, trust and respect. People from Germany do make stronger eye contacts than many other cultures, says the author. Eye contact is a critical element of communication. So the next reason for seriousness is formality. Formality in business is also essential according to German culture. Formality while making a presentation, sharing data, holding a meeting and discussing a project is highly regarded. Joking can come at a later point in German culture, out of work or after the work. If you are not serious, or if you are very informal, and if you joke when it's not time, as you work with German colleagues, you might lose credibility, respect and trust. So joking around is either done at lunch, in a coffee break or at the end of the day. After work is over, people relax a bit and feel comfortable being more informal. So the last thing about seriousness in business culture is that in almost all German businesses or companies, last names are almost always used. So I'll see at the second key. Key number one, seriousness.